Welcome back, everyone, to another Wednesday live training session. I am your host, Coach Molly from Three Pines Leadership, and my dog is cheering for you in the background. Today, we're getting into one of my favorite courses that I coach and I teach called The Grateful Life. We're going to be talking about gratitude and the power that it has to propel our lives forward in the direction that gives us most meaning and most impact. So get comfy, get cozy, grab a cup of tea, grab your lunch if it's early enough for you, and let's get into this amazing course. But before we do, I like to keep in touch with you guys. I like to hear from you guys. Let me know how you're able to implement what you're learning in our Wednesday coaching classes, how you're able to implement that stuff into your life. Get in touch with me on all of our different social media platforms. And if you're a keen observer, you'll also see that we are now on Twitter. Yeah, I have a Twitter account, so you can find me at Coach Molly, Molle, one word. You can also find us on all of our live streaming platforms on Mixer, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope. All right, so as I said, we're going to be talking about gratitude today. So take a moment to close your eyes and to think about one thing you are grateful for, one thing that you are thankful for right now. Just think about it. So do you have it? Do you have that one thing that you are super grateful for right now? Well, we all have different things in our life that we have gratitude for. And we'll get into a lot of those today. So let's dive into it. Welcome to The Grateful Life. This is one of my favorite courses that I offer here at Three Pines Leadership. What's the difference between someone who is full of joy, has a zest for life, and always seems to have a smile on their face, and someone who is grumpy, grouchy, and a total drain to be around? Is it the amount of money that they have? Is it simply their personalities? Is it their circumstances that they're going through? Nope, it's none of those. Well, all of those things certainly play a role in the amount of joy a person experiences. They're not the primary factor. The primary factor is gratefulness. Gratefulness has the power to change any and every situation. Actually, a better way of putting it is that gratefulness has the power to change the way we experience any situation. Being grateful may not change your circumstances, but it allows you to change you, and that makes all the difference. Gratefulness has the power to change the way we experience life. It can neutralize negative emotions and enable us to learn incredibly valuable lessons, even in the midst of challenging situations and circumstances. Gratefulness has the potential to transform your health, both mental and physical. It can also transform you spiritually and help you attract good things into your life. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We'll get to all of that very, very soon, I promise. But for now, it's enough for you to know that with gratefulness comes great power. And the more you cultivate gratefulness, the more power you'll experience in your life. In this workshop, we're going to walk step by step through gratefulness, talking about what it is, why it's so powerful, and how you can begin to cultivate it in your life. Once you implement these steps, you'll be overflowing with gratefulness and joy every single day. So if you're ready to get started, let's dive in. What is gratefulness? When was the last time you thought long and hard about the nature of gratefulness? If you're like most people, probably not recently. But if we want to grow in gratefulness, it's important to have a clear understanding of what it is and how it works. So what exactly is gratitude? The best-selling author Melody Beattie said, "Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. First and foremost, gratitude is a way of living. It's a state of being in which you open yourself up to the good things from God or the universe or whatever you want to call it. It's a posture of openness, of receptiveness, and willingness to receive all the things in the world that are good. And when you do receive those very good things, you instinctively, consistently give thanks for them. In other words, gratitude is not a one-time event where you simply say thank you. It's an entire way of being in which you joyfully receive good things and give thanks for those good things. It's a perpetual way of life, almost like breathing. You take in something good and breathe out gratitude. Receive, be grateful. Receive, be grateful. It encompasses all things. Everything in life is for a reason, and in every circumstance, there are valuable things for us to learn. These valuable things help us advance in life, primarily in the form of our character. Because all things contribute to our advancement, we must live a life of gratefulness for all things that come our way. Gratitude comes from the recognition that you have received something good. In other words, you didn't create this thing yourself. Rather, it came from outside of you, from a friend, from the universe, maybe even from a complete stranger. Because you received something from outside of yourself, it means that you didn't make it. It's not like you built something through your blood, sweat, and tears. Rather, someone gave something of value to you. Gratitude is distinctively different than earning something. When we work hard to create something, we can say we earned it. Gratitude, on the other hand, comes from when we receive something that we haven't earned. Gratitude occurs in response to gifts. In order to be grateful, you must regularly recognize when you have been given good things. You must cultivate the ability to look around and see when good things have been done to you or given to you. Gratitude springs forth when we recognize that we have received something. Finally, gratitude is an affirmation of goodness. In other words, it's recognized that not only have we received something freely, but that thing we received is also very good. And as a result, we are grateful. When we focus and affirm goodness, it takes our focus off the things that we don't like about our lives. Gratefulness is like a magnifying glass that highlights the good in our lives and minimizes the things that we're unhappy about. Gratefulness enables us to see just how many things in our lives that are great. On the flip side, when you're not regularly grateful, we become discontent and unhappy with the way that things are going. Gratefulness and contentment go hand in hand, which is one of the reasons why it's so powerful. Now let's talk about what the opposite of gratefulness is. Sometimes in order to understand a concept, we need to understand what it isn't. We have to see its opposite in order to understand what it is. So let's look at what the opposite of gratefulness is. The opposite of gratefulness is complaining. It's discontentment, it's envy, it's feelings of anger, frustration, and thanklessness, which ultimately are all the definition of what it means to be unhappy. But you can't simultaneously be grateful and be in any of these states just mentioned. The good news is that you can't simultaneously be both grateful and in any of these states I just talked about. You can say that gratefulness is exclusive in that way. Its positivity expands and doesn't make room for anything else. When you're grateful, you simply don't have the space to complain or be angry or be frustrated. You only have room for gratefulness. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Wouldn't you rather be filled with gratefulness than with anger, envy, or discontentment? And if so, you may seek you may seek out a life of gratefulness. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. And yes, I realize that's a really big statement, but it's true. When you tap into the power of gratitude, incredible things begin to happen. Things that you never expected. Gratitude is not simply good manners. It's not please and thank you. Rather, when you're consistently grateful, it has the power to completely revolutionize your life. Here are just some of the things that can happen when you're grateful. You can start to attract good things. The law of attraction says that you attract more of what you focus on. When you're grateful, you are intentionally, purposefully, powerfully focused on good things. You're focused on how thankful you are for the good things that have already come into your life. And all of your attention is given to the good things that are flowing into your life. You're receiving good and you're giving thanks in return. And because you attract more of what you focus on, gratefulness results in you attracting more of the good things you want into your life. Put another way, being grateful puts you into a particular state of being in which you attract more of the very things that you're grateful for. The simple reality is that like attracts like. And if you're grateful, you'll attract more of the things to be grateful for. And on the other hand, if you're consistently speaking negatively, complaining about situations, finding blame in situations rather than solutions, if you're envious of others, if you're always moaning about all the things you don't have, you'll attract more of that into your life. Do you want to attract good things? Do you want to position yourself to consistently receive goodness from the universe? If you answered yes, then start building the habit of gratefulness today. If you start cultivating gratitude in your life, you will start to experience greater happiness. Numerous studies have shown that being a grateful person makes you happier overall. In fact, one study showed that being consistently grateful had the same impact on happiness as doubling your annual income. Really, this shouldn't surprise us though. When we're grateful, we're focused on all the good things that are happening in our lives. We're focused on positive things and not wasting our energy gripping onto the negative and holding on to the things that scare us and bring fear into our lives and make us feel hopeless and small and helpless. Our energy is then devoted to being thankful for the wonderful life that we have rather than the few things that we wish we had. Gratefulness produces a loop of happiness. First, we're grateful. Then we feel happy, which causes us to be more grateful. And then, as a cause to that, we feel happier, which means we're grateful. And that cycle continues. Gratefulness is like a happiness vitamin that you can take every day. If you want to be happier, then start practicing gratefulness today. If you start cultivating gratefulness, your relationships will also deepen. There was a study done in 2014 that found that when we thank people, it makes them want to be around us more. In other words, if you are grateful to people, and you reach out and you share that gratitude with them, they will want to spend more time with you, which makes the complete sense when you think about it. After all, when someone thanks us, it makes us feel good, right? It makes us feel like we've helped someone out. Thankfulness is an exchange of positive energy between two people. And would you rather be around someone who consistently is putting out positive energy of gratefulness, or would you rather spend your time with someone who is consistently stewing in how unhappy they are and the oh woe is me people? Well, to me the answer is obvious, and I hope it is to you too. When we're grateful to others, it attracts them to us, and they want to be around us and develop friendships with us. Gratefulness is magnetic. If you want to start developing deeper friendships with people, Start being grateful to them today. Stop taking advantage of your friends. Stop being ungrateful for your friends, to be blunt. If you start cultivating gratefulness in your life, you will become healthier. Gratitude is not just a state of mind. It has real, direct, positive effects on your body as well. Specifically, being grateful makes you healthier in a number of ways. In one study, participants were asked either to count their blessings or their burdens. And the results were kind of interesting. Those who were asked to count their blessings had 16% fewer physical symptoms. They spent 19% more time exercising. They had 10% less physical pain. They got 8% more sleep and had 25% increased sleep quality. Now, couldn't we all benefit from better sleep quality? Clearly, gratefulness is powerful when it comes to promoting good health. And when we're grateful, we're actively putting out positive energy into the universe. And one of the ways that positive energy returns to us is in the form of better health. On the flip side, when we're constantly putting out negative energy through being ungrateful and stewing in the oh woe is me-isms, we risk having more of these health challenges. So do you want to be healthier every single day? Then develop a thankfulness regimen just like you would a health regimen. If you're going to practice or you're going to work on your muscles and building your muscles, you're going to do that on a daily basis. So why don't you work on the muscle of gratitude as well? If you cultivate gratitude in your life, you will be more optimistic. When you're grateful, you're consistently focused on the blessings that are coming into your life. You're preoccupied with all the good you have rather than the few things that you don't have. The result is that you're consistently more optimistic. You believe that the good things can happen to you because you're already focused on all the good things that are already happening to you. Science backs this up as well. In one study of keeping a weekly gratitude journal, participants showed a 5% increase in optimism. In another study, keeping a daily gratitude journal resulted in a 15% increase in optimism. In other words, optimism is significantly correlated with gratitude. Increasing your levels of gratitude leads to increases in overall levels of optimism. When what you focus on expands, as we've talked about before, as you focus on being grateful for all that you have in your life, your sense of well-being and optimism, overall optimism, will grow. Suddenly, everything seems possible. When you're optimistic, your eyes are open to the abundance of the universe and all of the glorious possibilities that it offers. You begin to develop the sense that good things are always coming your way, and you really do start attracting those good things. And when you attract good things, you become more optimistic. The famous musician Willie Nelson said, "When I started counting my blessings, my whole life turned around." If you want to turn your life around today, and be consistently more optimistic, get into the habit of counting your blessings and being grateful. If you cultivate gratitude in your life, your mental health will improve. Gratitude has been shown to have a number of very specific mental health benefits, including reducing toxic emotions such as envy and regret, as well as having a hand in minimizing depression. Gratitude has also been shown to decrease stress, and we could all use a little bit of that in our life. As we said earlier, when we're grateful, we don't have as much room for toxic emotions. You could say that gratefulness detoxifies us from things like and if you want to get a better hold on your emotions and start living a mentally healthy life, start practicing gratitude. Again, if you cultivate gratitude in your life, your personality will become enhanced. There's lots of evidence that gratefulness can significantly improve your personality. Well, how? Consider these. Here are just some of the ways, some of which we've noted at least. You're more emotionally resilient. You're You'll feel better on a consistent basis. You will be able to deal with fewer toxic emotions. You're more relaxed. You become more optimistic. You're less focused on material things. You're more spiritually connected. You're less self-centered, and you have more self-esteem. The bottom line is your level of gratefulness has a direct and major impact on your overall personality. If you want to have a positive, attractive personality, you would be wise to focus on being grateful. You become less materialistic as well when you start incorporating gratitude practices into your life. It's not necessarily wrong to want more, but if you're constantly focused on what you don't have, you'll end up consistently feeling unhappy, ungrateful, and discontent. When you're ungrateful, you lose much of your ability to enjoy life and you end up feeling more negative emotions. On the flip side, when you're grateful, you feel a sense of deep well-being. You're content with what you have. You don't consistently compare yourself to others, and you are more inclined to be generous towards others. And as we've already talked about, when you give, you will receive. To be clear, being grateful doesn't mean that you don't work hard or you seek to make money. It simply means that you're extremely thankful for what you have. And here's the paradox. The more grateful you are, the more likely you are to work harder to produce more good in your life. Why? Because you're already optimistic about what your efforts will produce. It's really a win-win situation. You become less preoccupied with material things while you also still working hard to achieve your dreams and goals. Do you want to have a thankful heart that is consistently seeking all of your good blessings? Then begin to practice gratefulness today. If you start to incorporate more gratefulness into your life, you will become more spiritual. Being grateful connects you to something bigger and greater than you. You can call it God, call it universal intelligence. It really doesn't matter. But what matters is that when you're grateful, you're saying thank you to something that is bigger than you. You're receiving blessings with open hands from the one who gave them to you. When you're more spiritual, you raise your overall energy levels so that you'll receive even more good things from the universe, which gives you even more reasons to be grateful. Spirituality and gratefulness go hand in hand. And if you want to be more spiritual, start practicing gratitude in your life today. So the power of gratitude. I've said this before, gratitude is an incredibly powerful thing. Are you starting to see the incredible power that I'm talking about here? We're talking about the power to completely change your life. Gratitude can strengthen your health. It can enhance your personality. It can deepen your relationships. It can increase your overall levels of happiness and so much more. Gratefulness has the potential to be a complete game changer in your life. And now that you know the power of gratitude, let's talk about how you can cultivate more gratefulness in your life. After all, it's one thing to talk about gratefulness, it's something else altogether when you start practicing it. Thankfully, there are a number of specific, proven practices that lead directly to more gratefulness. So the first practice is keeping a gratitude journal. Keeping a gratitude journal is a simple practice with profound effects. By regularly writing down things that you are grateful for, you keep yourself in a highly grateful state. Each day, write down at least 3 things that you're grateful for. You could do this first thing in the morning, or at your lunch break, or right before you go to bed, or really any time that's convenient to you. When you're writing in your journal, avoid overcomplicating it, avoid overthinking it. Just write down anything and everything that you're grateful for. Like being grateful for your morning cup of coffee, being grateful for holding your daughter's hand, or your coworker who makes you laugh. You could be grateful for your new car, for a beautiful sunrise, or your wonderful house. You could be grateful for friendly and welcoming neighbors, or you could be grateful for the smell of fresh cut grass. It really doesn't matter. Just start tuning in to what it feels like to be grateful for the blessings you have around you. The goal with your gratitude journal is to develop the habit of consistently noticing things that you can be grateful for. Notice all of the good things coming regularly into your life, even if those things seem relatively small and even insignificant. If the thought of writing a gratitude journal every day seems a little too much, write it once every few days or once a week. The point is, try to make it a habit. The more that you get into the habit of being grateful, the easier it will be to be consistently grateful, to be grateful on autopilot. The second practice is to recite gratitude affirmations. Gratitude affirmations help you live in gratefulness. They help you be present in that moment of gratitude, and they help you develop gratitude for both the blessings that you've already received and the blessings that are still to come. So, for example, you might say something like this: I am so grateful for all the blessings I've received this week. I'm grateful for my new job. I'm grateful for my friendships. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for the delicious meal I ate last night. I'm grateful for a good night's sleep I got as well. I'm grateful for this wonderful cup of tea that I'm drinking. These affirmations help you take notice of and be grateful for what you've already received. They help you count your blessings so that you don't end up becoming ungrateful or discontent. In addition to affirmations for blessings already received, consider doing affirmations for things you're going to receive. By being grateful in advance, you allow yourself to receive things with open hands and maintain a state of gratitude. Also, being grateful in advance attracts more good into your life, which gives you more to be grateful for. The future gratitude affirmation might look something like this: I am grateful for the many blessings that are coming my way today, tomorrow, and every other day in the future. I receive them with open hands. I'm grateful for the physical and spiritual blessings that I'm receiving. I am grateful for the friendships I'll enjoy and the food that I'll eat. I'm grateful for the money I'll receive and the way that I'll be able to use it to achieve much good. I am grateful for all the good things that are in store for me. Gratefulness both for blessings already received and the blessings you will receive puts you in a consistent state of gratefulness. The third practice is to consistently say thank you. We tend to think about gratitude only when we're receiving big blessings. But if we really want to cultivate gratefulness in our lives, we must get into the habit of consistently saying thank you. If you find a quarter, if someone holds the door for you, if you see a beautiful sunrise, if you enjoy a good meal, if someone gives you a hug, if you're just having a good day, say thank you. Anytime you receive anything good, no matter how small, make a concerted effort to say thank you to someone or thank you to the universe. This will help you be consistently grateful. The fourth practice you can start incorporating is to always find reasons to be grateful. In even the most challenging situations, you can almost always find something to be grateful for. This doesn't mean that you paper over the situation and act like it wasn't hard. It simply means that you look for the good in each situation. Whenever you find yourself confronting a challenge, ask yourself these questions. Ask yourself, what valuable lesson can I learn from this situation? And then ask yourself, what good thing can come out of this challenge? How can this difficulty actually make me a better person? Ask yourself, in 5 years, how will I look back on this situation? perspective and time can drastically change the way that we see a situation and the lessons that we learn from that situation. All of these questions can help you identify the good in every situation, including the most challenging ones. Once you've identified something good, be thankful for it. Give thanks that it's making you a better, stronger, and more compassionate, more thoughtful, more resilient person. Be grateful that it's stretching you to be your best possible self. While being grateful doesn't necessarily make a bad situation good, it helps you come through the situation as a stronger person. Gratefulness ensures that your best self always emerges from every situation. So when you find yourself backed up against the wall, concentrate on finding the good in that situation. This may take some effort, but I promise you it's worth it. The fifth practice is to develop an abundance mindset. An abundant mindset means that we live in an abundant universe and that there's more than enough for everyone. On the other hand, a scarcity mindset believes that there isn't enough to go around. So those who live with a scarcity mindset feel like they need to hoard their resources, while those who live in abundance can gratefully give and receive, knowing that there is more than enough for everyone. The more you develop an abundance mindset, the more you'll be able to cultivate gratitude. You don't have to worry about having enough. You don't fear running out. You can simply receive all that the universe wants to give you with gratefulness. On the other hand, it's hard to be grateful when you live in fear that you're going to run out. It's difficult to maintain a receptive, grateful mindset when you're worried that resources will soon be scarce. And if you want to grow in gratefulness, work to develop a mindset of abundance. The sixth practice that you can start right now is to start living in the moment. Living in the moment means being aware of every moment, every day, and expressing gratefulness for everything that comes your way. Eckhart Tolle said, "Gratitude for the present moment and the fullness of life now is the true prosperity." Remember that in each moment, everything is exactly as it should be. Express gratitude during each moment. For example, as you sit in traffic, express gratitude that you have time to sit and think. As you go through your work day, express gratefulness that you have a job. Before you eat dinner, give thanks for the meal you're about to enjoy. Before you go to sleep, give thanks for your bed and the refreshing sleep you're about to experience. Don't think about what you would rather be doing or where you would rather be. Rather, fill each moment with gratitude. Live in the moment and savor it. The seventh practice you can incorporate starting today is to regularly write thank you notes. In addition to consistently saying thank you for everything you receive, get in the habit of actually writing thank you notes. Writing these notes gives you the time and space to actively think about why you are grateful for that person. And don't just write thank you notes when you receive gifts. Write notes to people who have inspired you. Write notes to those who have taught you. Write notes to friends who have helped you through tough times. Write notes to the friends who you just simply love. Remember, saying thank you to others can make them want to spend more time around you. And if you want to develop deeper relationships and cultivate the habit of gratitude, regularly send out thank you notes. I would maintain that thanks are the highest form of thought and that gratitude is happiest doubled by wonder. There are a few things more powerful than a life supercharged with gratefulness. And as we've seen, when you're grateful, your health improves. When you're grateful, you live in a state of consistent optimism. When you're grateful, you attract good things into your life. When you're grateful, you experience greater happiness. When you're grateful, your relationships improve. When you're grateful, your personality strengthens. When you're grateful, you become more spiritual, and so much more. You could almost say that gratefulness is like a superpower. But in order for you to truly tap into its enormous power, you need to begin actually living a life of gratefulness. To go through your day giving thanks for all of the good things you have received and will receive. Yes, cultivating gratefulness takes practice, but it's incredibly valuable work. It's the kind of work that will change your life in ways that you never thought possible. So don't wait any longer. Your grateful, joyful, powerful, abundant life is waiting for you. Thank you so much for being part of this workshop, my friends. That's all that we have for today's course. But make sure that you connect with me on all of our social platforms. And don't forget that we still have one more course that's coming out next week. We are doing the Building Your Personal Brand class next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern on all of our streaming platforms. And don't forget, you can also connect with us Monday mornings during the Monday Morning Show. You can find us Wednesdays for live training and Fridays for our business building book club. And of course, you can join us on Saturdays for a Lifelong Live. And sometimes I'll pop in here other times during the week. So make sure that you are subscribed to all of our platforms, all of our profiles, so you can keep up to date on all of the fun, amazing things that we're doing here at Three Pines Leadership. Also, if you didn't get the news already, please consider joining me at the Mindset and Impact Virtual Summit. It's 3 days completely online. You don't need to wear pants, I promise. And you can join us for 3 days of incredible speakers. We're talking about resiliency, mindset, and community impact. So you can start using these tools and strategies we talk about at the summit to start living a high impact life. You can actually start changing the world to be what you want it to be. If we want the world to be a better place, we're going to actually have to stand up and start making it that way, to start molding it in our vision. And right now, the world is in change right now. It's in shift. So if you, as a change maker out there, see this as an opportunity for something better to happen, then please join me at the Mindset and Impact Virtual Summit, July 13, 14, and 15, from the comfort of your own home. And as I said, you don't even need to wear pants. You can get your free ticket. You can get your free ticket. Bring your friends, invite your friends, your family, and your neighborhood change makers. You can get your free tickets today at leadershipmade.com. That's leadershipmade.com. Get your free tickets to the Mindset Impact Virtual Summit. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am full of gratitude for all of the time that you spend with me on any of our streams. Until next time, everyone, remember that I love you, and be excellent to each other.